Question is, what do you think about today's ball game?
Well, number one, Bill, I really think that the New Orleans Saints in 1978 could be one of the most improved teams in the league. We were in the third year of a program coming up in 78. We thought it was a pivotal year. We were able to accumulate some very outstanding young people, and as a result, I think it's going to be a fine young team.
Nick, what do you feel?
Well, David Whitehurst, the quarterback, only threw 9 passes last week for 31 yards. What's that tell you? They're going to rely on the ground game, 181 yards last week. Terdell Middleton, 91 yards himself. So it's going to be the ground out, Bart Starr type of an attack, and that's the way it has to be for Green Bay if they're going to win.
And that's the story as of this moment. We'll be back in just a moment with a kickoff.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Light Beer, everything you always wanted in a beer and less. Ford and your Ford dealer, who are introducing the all-new LTD and Mustang October 6th. And by the 1,700 J.C. Penney stores, coast to coast, and the catalog.
Going down to Bart Starr. There's Bart Starr and Dick Nolan out in the middle of the field. They're shaking hands. This is Bart Starr, 4th year with the Green Bay Packers. This has to be the year for Bart. 15 rookies ladle his team, and he has to do it. The big guy for him is 78 Ezra Johnson, who had 5 sacks last week. Dick Nolan, this is his first year with the Saints. They're expecting an awful lot. Chuck Muncie and Galbraith are the running backs, known as Thunder and Lightning. These two guys can really do it all. They can run, and then they can also receive. The coin toss, it's won by the Green Bay Packers, and I wonder what they're going to do. Of course, they're going to receive the football, but this is going to be a test for the New Orleans Saints because their defense is not as heralded as the Packer defense. If the Packers are going to win, they're going to have to stop the wide-open game of the New Orleans Saints. Archie Manning, for the first time since he's come into the league, is healthy. In his 7-year career with the Saints, he's missed 25 games. Bill?
All right, Nick. As you pointed out, New Orleans will kick it off to the Green Bay Packers. And I got to tell you something. This is an unusual day, as I mildly referred to it before, because it's a rare occasion when you have a man who coached one team the previous year commenting on that team today. Hank, what are your feelings right now?
Well, Bill, I'm looking forward to the game with a great deal of enthusiasm and anticipation. I think it's going to be a very well-played game, as I mentioned earlier, and I alluded to the fact that both teams won their opening game last week. One played extremely well defensively, that being the Green Bay Packers. The New Orleans Saints did a terrifically outstanding job on offense, and so it'll be an interesting contest today between one team that does a good job defensively, is in fact number one in the division defensively, and the New Orleans Saints going into this game are 14th defensively.
Kicking off in New Orleans will be Richie Zarrow, one of the few Harvard players in the National Football League. Confrere of mine, John Dockery, is one. He left foots it in the air, and it rolls flatly to one side. Picked up there and rushed to the 20, the 25, the 30, spun away is Estes Hood, and finally knocked down. We'll mark it at what? Let's see where they spot it. To the 27-yard line. Now, as you can see, the Packers offensively with Stokes, Goforth, McCarron, Jackson, and Cook on offense. Lofton, Thompson, and McGeorge are the wide receivers. McGeorge the tight end, and their backfield, as Nick pointed out before, this is where their bread and butter is. They've got Middleton with David Whitehurst and the fullback Barty Smith. In a regular set, the ball goes to Smith, who bursts off his own tackle and carries for a couple of yards before he's put back. Hank, what kind of a probing move was that?
Well, it was the first defensive alignment of the New Orleans Saints was a flex defense, and they attacked the area where the defensive end was off the line of scrimmage a little bit. Joe Fetterspiel came over from the inside position and really made a fine tackle. You can see him here coming into the picture.
Eloy Grooms, Alex Price, Richard Neal, and Joe Campbell on the line. The linebackers are Merlot, Fetterspiel, and Hughes. Fetterspiel's outstanding. Chapman, Spencer, Brown, and Myers in the backfield. Myers had 3 intercepts last week. They go to a slot left. Whitehurst back to throw, looking, throws deep. He's got a man, and he overthrows him. Hank, he had him in his grasp.
Boy, that was a play action pass, and they faked to Barty Smith inside and tried to hit Lofton. He was wide open in front of the defensive halfback, Chapman, or I should say probably it was in front of Spencer, but he threw it way over the top of his head and fell incomplete.
Hey, Bill, I think I would respect that speed, too. Lofton 4.4 sprinter out of Stanford. If he came down at me, I'd back off a little also.
He had him in the open, Nick.
That's what happens. Whitehurst is not known as a great passer.
Regular pro spread. Whitehurst deliberately casts now rolls to throw. He's going to take it himself, and he's going to get himself a first down as he looks for the marker. Hank, that's a smart kid. He can run.
Yeah, he made a very wise move that time. What happened, the Saints were in double coverage. All right, Whitehurst goes back in the pocket with the anticipation of throwing outside, it looks like, but he wound up being in a double zone, and so he couldn't throw the bin to anybody, and so he wisely went up into the middle area, ran to his right.
He's looking for that first down marker.
Yes, he does, and you see Joe Fetterspiel and also Clarence Chapman making the play.
That's Middleton running for a couple. He's the key to their offense, isn't he? Running wise. Nick?
Well,
Nick
you know,
can run, yeah.
he's the guy with 91 yards last week. But no, getting back to Whitehurst just a little bit on that scramble. Bill, it would seem to me it takes a lot of guts. Here's a guy who's wearing a harness on his left shoulder. There's a chain that restricts the movement of his left shoulder, so he is injured, yet he decided to scramble and he got the big first down.
Before anybody gets excited about this, I want to take that up later so that there isn't a risk involved of any kind of injury with all the feelings there are about injuries in football. They're in a split, and Whitehurst looks to throw and swings it out here to Barty Smith, who's got the first down. And you guys didn't think they had an offense, and look at what they're doing.
Well, one thing they're doing, which is very smart, yeah, this is a flare pass, a flood pattern to the fullback, Barty Smith. But the New Orleans Saints are in a flex defense, so they have two men off the line of scrimmage, a tackle and an end. And as a result, it's very difficult to get much of a pass rush on that kind of a defense. They guessed right, threw a pass to the right flat, and you see he made a sizable gain and a first down. Barty Smith, number 33.
9 yards on the pass, and now Hank, Hank spent 2 hours with me going over this particular type of an offensive set with a slot coming in motion and really setting up a normal set. The ball to the deep man Middleton, but it did nothing. Why the stop, Nick?
Well, you know, they're not going to get rich quick. This team, the Packers, will not get rich quick. They're going to go to that ball control. You know, Bart Starr, whether you want to say it or not, is living in the past of the Green Bay Packer teams. He's living with Hornig, he's living with Taylor, and he's living with himself, Max McGee, Boyd Dollar. And I think this is what he's trying to envision, his team doing the same type of thing. Run the ball, eat up the clock, and just control the whole game.
I might add, Bill, on that last play, the Saints were not in the flex defense. They shifted to an out alignment, and Richard Neal made the tackle. Another play action pass.
Whitehurst has got Lofton.
They won't get him.
He's going to go. It's a touchdown. Would you believe 6-0? Hank, what happened?
Another play action pass. Lofton ran a crossing pattern. He threw a right in front. You see, there's a slip. Tommy Myers slipped and fell on the play. Maurice Spencer is chasing desperately, but to no avail. James Lofton goes in for the touchdown, and the Green Bay Packers lead 6-0. A great drive by the Green Bay Packers.
Chester Markle will try to make it 7 out of the hold of Beverly. The ball placed, kicked, and it is 7-0, Green Bay. I got to tell you, Nick, I'm amazed.
Well, that's really a surprise.
It surely is. Boy, the Packers came out and did it right off the bat. Got a lot of ball games still to go.
The 1978 Ford Pinto. With standard features like these, it's packed with value. A 2.3-liter engine, a 4-speed transmission, rack and pinion steering, power front disc brakes, electric defroster, AM radio, tinted glass and bucket seats. And since the 77 model year, redesigned fuel system features that include a longer filler pipe and polyethylene shield. Ford Pinto, over 2.5 million sold since introduction. Ford Pinto, a complete small car.
You know, a lot of people think Billy and I argue all the time. Actually, we agree on just about everything, right, Bill?
Yeah, you betcha, George.
We even drink the same beer.
Light beer from Miller. Light's got 1/3 less calories than their regular beer, and it's less filling.
And the best thing is it tastes so great.
No, George, the best thing is less filling.
No, Bill, it tastes great.
Less filling, George.
Billy, it tastes great.
Less filling, George.
Billy?
Yeah, George.
You're fired.
Oh, not again.
Light beer from Miller. Everything you always wanted in a beer, and less.
Well, Lofton, number 80, gets a pass right over the middle, 42 yards for a touchdown. Myers, the free safety, slips down. Last week, Myers was the hero in the win over the Minnesota Vikings with 3 interceptions. This week, he falls down on a key play, and it puts the Packers ahead 7-0.
One of the most exciting football players in the National Football League is about to be unveiled to you. A rookie from Florida named Wes Chandler. Chester Marcole will kick and probably try to keep the ball away from him. And instead he kicks it directly to him. Let's see this phenom. 15-20, 25 and down at the 26.
Well, I think the strategy was to get the ball up in the air, keep it high as they could so they could get some coverage. And but it's surprising that he deliberately kicked the ball right down the middle.
Right at the kid.
Wes Chandler, but evidently that was the plan because he got a lot of height on it, and they covered well.
Okay. Like they say, J.T. Taylor and Watson are the tackles, Zanders and Dobler the guards, and Hill the center, Tinker Owens and Harris on the outside, Childs the tight end, Manning with a great Muncie and Goldbreath behind him, and he sets his ball club against a 4-man defense. Long count, in motion comes Harris. Fakes. And Manning swings the pass out to his tight end Childs, and he is bumped out of bounds. No, it was Tinker Owens, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. It was a play-action fake inside to make the defense have the impression that the ball was going inside, and he threw a quick screen to the right to Tinker Owens, but they responded very well on the play. Weaver, number 52. Here it is again.
We'll just run the defense down a moment, Hank. You can continue on that. Butler and Johnson at the ends. As you saw, the tackles are Roller and Barzalauskas. Weaver, the outside. Don't run away from me, fellas. Buchanan, McCoy, the outside men. The cornerbacks, Luke and Gray, the safeties. And Manning wants to put it in the air. And he throws under. Gets Muncie. And Muncie makes himself a first down. That was the play you showed me last night, Hank, just going underneath the zone.
Yes. You see Archie Manning go back into the pocket. They're in an odd spacing, which means there's a man on the nose of the center. And Archie goes back into the pocket and dumps the ball off to the halfback, Chuck Muncie, who makes a fine catch and a first down.
It was a 10-yard gain for the first down, and these two teams, everybody knew New Orleans had the offense. Nobody figured much Packer offense, and it's been strictly an offensive battle. A long count. Was it a delay of game? The umpire talks to the referee. Our officials today, by the way, Chuck Heverling is the referee, and we'll run the others down for you later. It's an offside call.
That time the Green Bay Packers lined up in a triple stack defense, which means that the defense is overshifted to the tight end side. They were offside and, of course, assessed a 5-yard penalty. Now it's 1st and 5 for the
number
New Orleans Saints.
74 defense.
Would you say that Dave Roller took a kiss of JD on that?
Absolutely.
I didn't know they were that good friends.
No comment, Dick. All right, Manning now with a 1st and 5. Gives it to the short man, Goldbreath. He runs for a couple. Nick, you know what Hank said to me last night? Hank, may I? If I'm off base, you tell me.
Sure.
He said, I wish I'd had this kid at Kansas City with me. What a football player.
Well, I talked about both backs. I think they're two of the finest running backs in the National Football League as a tandem right now in their 3rd year of professional football. But I really think, in all due respect to the great people we had at Kansas City, that these young people would have blown up the scoreboard for us because they're that talented.
Thunder and lightning, Bill. That's what they're known as. And, boy, you can see Galbraith when he hits.
We've got a 2nd and 2 now, and New Orleans trailing 7-0 is trying to reply to the Green Bay blitz of them in the opening moments. Good block. Goldbreath. Oh, is he tough? Is he tough? Nick?
You know, that's not an accident, Bill. I mean, Galbraith carrying the football and doing these things is really not an accident. Because last year he ran for 644 yards, and just this is an indication what he's going to do for the 1978 season.
Barzalauskas, the guy that took him down.
And I might mention that John Watson and Conrad Dobler did an excellent job of blocking at the point of attack, along with Chuck Muncie, number 42.
Conrad who?
You'd like to have had him last year, wouldn't you, Hank? On the 38, a first down and 10. That was a 16-yard gallop for Goldbreath. They're in the eye. The pitch this time to Muncy. Does he have room? He's got it on the outside, and he takes it out of bounds on a nice pickup. Did he want to go off tackle, Nick, and they force him out wide?
Well, you know, he's the type of runner who's going to take the hole whenever it comes up. Now, this is the I formation. He sets back deep in the thing, and now all he has to do is watch his blocker. He's just going to key on the block and just break to the outside because he has the speed. But there's no predetermined hole on that particular play. It's straight up type blocking.
And what happened, the linebacker, John Anderson, came down. Watch Dobler coming off the line of scrimmage. He gets knocked back.
Well, Carl Barzaluskas is a little bigger than Conrad is.
You know, Nick, that mean laugh of yours, you defensive linemen are all the same. A second down on a short one. Did Goldbreath get it? He sure did. Hank, what makes this kid a great football player?
He's got excellent instincts. You know, he has a great feel for running, and the other thing is he runs with his eyes. A lot of backs, when they get in trouble, will put their head down and kind of close their eyes and not see where they're going in traffic. He's always got his head up and his eyes open, and as a result, he goes through a pile and comes out the other end many times because he's able to see.
It's a 1st and 10, a rather quiet Milwaukee crowd rooting for Green Bay. They're overshifted to the strong side against Manning, who wants to pass now and swings it out to Muncy, who's got blocking. But who ran him down from behind? I think it was your buddy
Dave Roller, number 74. No, last year I think the Packers were really trying to peddle Roller off the team. But he's the type of guy who's real quick off that ball, is able to maintain some resistance at the line, but he is quick enough to get back and make a tackle like that on the outside.
And the great thing about him is he dances every dance, Nick. He's coming all the time.
That's right.
And
6'2",
he's a tough
265.
guy to contend with.
Woo. This telecast is presented by authority of the National Football League, is intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or other use of this telecast without the express written consent of the Green Bay Packers of the National Football League is prohibited. Look for Muncy. Hook. He cut back and fell into the arms of Steve Luke. What was the safety doing on that play, Hank?
Well, he came up and read it well. He read the block of the tight end. When he saw the tight end block, he came up quickly, forcing the run, and made a great play. Steve Luke, number 46, the strong safety.
Oh, those Redskins are hot. No, Philadelphia ahead 7-0. Hey.
Philadelphia 7-zip. We'll keep you up to date on all the scores. And we're in for a great football game today. I got to tell you, this one surprises me. It's a 3rd down. They're in a slot.
Look for the tight end on this play, Bill.
Okay, Manning fades. The tight end is slowed up. He's got room. He throws over the middle, and he's got nobody to hit. They want an interference call. By they, I mean Packer defenseman Gary Weaver. What do you see on this, Henry?
Well, number one, they tried to use a spread formation, which is a triple wing and a double wing, with the idea of hitting the tight end, Henry Childs. They're trying to get him on a one-on-one situation, but there was a little contact on the play, and as a result, it fell incomplete.
I thought he was slowed down a lot by the linebacker.
He was. It was a good observation. They detained him enough where he couldn't get a free release downfield, and that always makes a big difference, and that's what the linebacker is supposed to do.
How good is Zarrow?
Zarrow's an excellent kicker.
Let's see what they call it. They call it good, and the score now is Green Bay 7, New Orleans 3. A 37-yard field goal. Bill Mazer with Nick Bonaconti and Hank Stram. And we're going to be right back at Milwaukee County Stadium in just a moment.
These are the blueprints for an automotive revolution. This is the J.C. Penney shock absorber. Its unique patented metering pin adjusts the ride automatically while you drive. So you get the control of heavy-duty shocks when the going gets rough, and the ride of original equipment shocks when the road is smooth. And if it ever fails, return it. We'll replace it free for as long as you own your car. The J.C. Penney shock absorber. It's the last shock absorber your car will ever need.
Now there's a camera that can focus even in the dark. Polaroid introduces sonar automatic focusing. It takes only a split second. Just press the button. Inaudible sound waves bounce off your subject. The lens automatically rotates to perfect focus. So you can get sharp, precisely focused pictures, even in the dark, in minutes. The One Steps. The simplest cameras in the world.
The highly educated foot, Harvard educated, of Richie Zarrow approaches the ball and boots down the middle. Odom waiting for it, and he has got it, and he can run, one of the best in the league. They got him, though. The minute I say that, the guy always gets
Doesn't it
fracked.
always happen that way?
Never fails, but you know something on that play, I think they initially thought they'd run the ball back up the middle, but on all returns, there's an option. If the ball is kicked to the left, it'll automatically revert to a left return, a middle return, or if it's kicked to the right, it automatically reverts to a right return.
Is that right, Coach? Hey, now we're getting instructed, Bill.
Yeah,
I'll tell you one thing. I may go into coaching after I leave the booth.
Well,
Yeah,
we're
the
in a
only-
little clinic.
The only thing that bothered me, I spent 2 hours with him last night, got a bill this morning for $400. The pitch goes to the deep man Middleton. He's got room on the outside. Is that a Green Bay sweep or isn't it?
No, it really isn't. It's a sweep from the I formation. It's a toss to the deep back, Middleton. He runs to the left. The defense is overshifted to the right side, opposite of where they're running, and as a result, they're a man short. You see Federspiel coming over from the inside, doesn't quite get there in time, and they pick up 8 yards in the play.
Hey, give a little credit to Mel Jackson, the offensive guard. No one ever gives those offensive linemen any credit. Good block on that play.
Do I see a 3? I do. No, they're in that flex. All right, the handoff to Barty Smith. I think he got the first down. Bonacani, make your point. Legal. What about the offensive lineman?
Well, those are the guys that might as well be ranked with a lot of the people, the unknowns in any profession. Unless you're a Conrad Dobler who's made his reputation by wrestling instead of playing, then I don't know. You know, Conrad Dobler said, Bill, that the new rule changes by extending your arm for the offensive lineman only legalize something that he's been doing since his rookie year.
All right, then a regular pro set, a divide. This is Ali Sherman's type of a set. The ball to Middleton again, who's a horse.
You know, the New Orleans Saints started in their flex defense. It didn't take them long to get them out of that defense. They're using a triple stack now on first down, and they're attacking the weak side of that triple to the left because they're overshifted. I don't want to be too technical, but they're overshifting to the strong side, and as a result, Green Bay is hitting the soft spot in the defense.
The strong side being the side of the tight end. Incidentally, Middleton has now run 4 times for 16 yards. Whitehurst, having used this set before, uses it again. Swings the ball out to Barty Smith. They read him beautifully, and down he goes. Bonacani, that time it wasn't the linebackers. The defensive lineman came out and took him.
Well, you know, those defensive linemen are fast, but they're being paid enough to be that fast, Bill. After all, this is supposed to be a screen pass out here. Well, look at Barzalauskas, number 75 and 27. Come up and make the tackle. But, you know, they're on the garbage part of the field, Bill. This is the worst part of the field that you could possibly play on. It's not grass and it's not sand. It's in between.
That's rather ambiguous. They're in a slot left. What does Whitehurst do? Throw left or run right? He's going to throw. He's got a man deep. He's got him. And it's Ondra Thompson for a first down.
In a slot formation left, which means that both receivers, Thompson and Lofton, are on the left side of the formation. Thompson and Lofton are on the left side of the formation. All backs are out. Good protection. He throws the ball on an inside pattern again on Clarence Chapman, number 24. Throws in front of Clarence, makes the first down.
You know, the rule changes have much to do with those receptions, Bill, as the defensive secondary, because you can't hit the receiver after he leaves the 5 yards off the line.
They're protecting him a little. You're right. This time he goes to the regular offense and rushes on, but he eludes them, throws high, a beautiful catch made by Middleton, and he's got himself, I think, a first down. That kid can really move.
Yeah, a fabulous play. Watch again, play action pass. And Alex Price, number 75, gets good penetration, but he runs away from him. And here you see Jim Merlo on the inside making the play.
You know, Bill, they say stars are born every week. Well, last week Middleton gained 91 yards rushing the football. Now he's coming to his own as a pass receiver.
I'm amazed, Nick. I did not think this team had this kind of offense, and they do. And Whitehurst, slinged arm and all, is the man as he goes to Middleton, who looks like a single-wing halfback running, Henry.
Yes, he's making things happen. He's going into the pile and reading his blocks very well. That time there wasn't much to read, and as a result, he just stuck his head in there and made yardage.
Whitehurst has now completed 5 of 6 passing attempts for 78 yards, the longest of which was for 42. Nick, do me a favor, and on this particular play, give me an idea of what they're doing defensive-wise against the run of Barty Smith.
Well, that time they blitzed. They sent 54, Pat Hewson, on the blitz because they have to do something to contain the running game of Green Bay. See, Green Bay's line is absolutely blowing off that ball and making contact. Watch them stymie the defensive line of the Saints. The Saints are not getting across. So in order to compensate for that, they blitzed, sending Hughes. Didn't work that successfully.
3rd and very short, and they got the 2 tight ends and a wing T left. Now in motion comes Lofton right. They shift to it, a fumble in the backfield. Who got the ball?
I think Middleton recovered his own ball.
Hank, why are you quavering so? You're not coaching. Now Henry's ready to run out there and say, don't fumble the ball.
Well, you know, it's amazing. It's hard to understand why they'd run that kind of a play. It's a slow hitting play, and especially with Barty Smith, as big as he is, he's a sledgehammer runner, why they just wouldn't give it to him straight ahead, but they didn't.
You know what I would run right now, Hank? I'd run play action pass a la Bart Starr when he played here for the touchdown, because they're going to be stacked up on that line of scrimmage looking for the run.
They're going to call a timeout and talk it over, Nick, I think.
They are going to call a timeout. We're going to get a chance because when they come back, that's a good observation. It's funny. At the beginning, you said, Nick, Starr lives in dreams of the past. I guess we all live in dreams of the past, but his past are 11 championships, and when you won that many, you feel you're going to do it again. Will they?
When you order a beer, do like Smoking Joe. Order light beer from Miller and say no more. It's got the 3rd less calories than the regular beer. Light tastes great, y'all, but listen here. It's not the thing that makes me shout. Light's less filling, hey, that really knocks me out.
Light beer from Miller. Everything you always wanted in a beer and less.
There's a whole new breed of Mustang coming October 6th. The all-new 79 Mustang from Ford. With a dramatic new aerodynamic design, precise handling, and Mustang performance with options of V6, V8, even a turbocharged engine. In 2-door and 3-door models. The new breed of Mustang for 79. Coming to your Ford dealer October 6th.
It's Mary Tyler Moore with a whole season of comedy and a brand new show. Get ready to turn on to Mary. This fall on CBS.
Well, the Redskins tied the Eagles 7-7, 4-yard run by Joe Theismann. The Eagles touchdown, a 34-yard run by Wilbur Montgomery.
They're setting a slot right, tight end left. The option play is not going to do it. New Orleans has held them, and they're going to take the ball over. Hank?
It was a counter option play, and Jim Merlo really did a great job of reacting to the play and made the tackle and prevented them from making the first down.
Nick, I said to Hank last night, you see a lot more of the 2 wide receivers, and I want you to talk about that right after we come back. The score of this football game, Green Bay 7, New Orleans 3. We'll be back.
When you want it cut out quick, our brand's the one to pick. You can trust AC.
Thanks, AC.
Spark plugs by AC. We help you pick up speed when speed is what you need. You can trust AC.
Thanks, AC.
Spark plugs by AC. So when you want to go, we're the name to know. You can trust AC.
Thanks, AC.
Spark plugs by AC.
Thanks, AC.
The majestic forest lands of northern Utah. Phillips Petroleum came here to drill for oil and did it so carefully that this oil field exists in harmony with a sensitive environment, doing more than making fine products for your car. At Phillips, we have a word for it. Phillips Petroleum is the performance company.
You know, when they talk about moments of truth, that might have been a moment of truth. New Orleans holding them. Nick, I said to you before, as a middle linebacker, you'd have to call plays against it. Are you seeing a lot more of that slot than you ever saw before?
No, not really. Oakland used it an awful lot when they were in their heyday.
They're
All
gonna,
right.
They're going to run left. Nope.
They're not.
Yeah,
They're
here
going
they
to
are.
reverse it.
Yes, they are. Run left. It was a perfect defense for a play to the left side because it was overshifted again, Bill, and that's why I thought they would wind up running to the left, which they did.
It's Henry Childs, who incidentally is maybe the most underrated tight end in the business. Hank?
It's a play-action pass, fake, but they give it back to the weak side because the defense is overshifted, and they're short one man on this side, but the defensive linebacker does a great play.
John Anderson.
Yeah. John Anderson.
I hope you guys will forgive me. He's a Michigan man from Waukesha, Wisconsin. 2nd and 13, they're in a divide now with both wide receivers set to opposite sides. Long count by Manning, who wants to throw. He wants to go deep. He's got Childs there, and he overthrows him. Was that the double outside?
No, that was a middle linebacker blitz. No, he was just trying to lick the safety on a one-on-one situation. The middle linebacker came that time. They were in single coverage, and Johnny Gray, number 24, really did a great job of covering the tight end.
He read him pretty good because he's a free safety, right?
No, he's a strong safety.
Strong safety?
Yeah.
All right.
But Henry Childs is the guy that you have to look for.
But in that particular play, the way they covered it, he was covering the tight end.
Dallas has got the Giants 7-zip.
That was a 5-yard pass, Bill, from Staubach to Dupree. So if they're not hitting Tony Hill or Drew Pearson, they're hitting Dupree. How do you stop them? Then they've got Dorsett, a great offensive line, a great defense. I don't know.
You need a rifle. You need a rifle in the press box.
The Giants are going to be in for a long afternoon, I'm afraid.
I didn't see this offense last night with you, Coach, when we looked at the films. Remember this afternoon, incidentally, the U.S. Open coming up. Incidentally, hey, Jimmy Connors against Bjorn Borg, Chrissy Everett against Pam Shriver. Are you serious? I know you'll be there. Tell me about the offense. I don't see that.
It's a double wing formation, and they got the halfback in motion, going to the right.
Muncie.
Rolling to the right, rolling right.
The short man he hit was Goldbreath.
Yeah, they used what they did. They tried to get Muncie to take the cornerback deep, and they hit the fullback in the flat underneath them, but it wasn't enough for the first down. And of course, now it's a kicking situation for the New Orleans Saints.
Before we go to the kicking situation, this first quarter is over. And the score, Green Bay 7, New Orleans 3.
Coming October 6th, a new American road car. The all-new Ford LTD for $79. With more front and rear seat room, more driver convenience, more handling ease, and more window area than last year's LTD. A road car to take you across town or across the country.
This land is your land. This land is my land.
Test drive the new LTD October 6th at Ford dealers across the country.
You can't have Whitney. He's mine. He's elegant, sleek, stands on his own 2 feet. He's an interwoven man, and he's got sex appeal.
Brian belongs to me. He's colorful, casual, knows how to put his feet up and enjoy his success. He wears interwoven socks, and he's got sex appeal.
Lawrence is taken by me. He's rugged, always plays to win, and he's got socks appeal.
Interwoven socks. They give every man socks appeal.
Sears National Automotive Values. From the people who brought you die-hard batteries comes the Muzzler, the aluminized muffler from Sears. Muzzler. Only $19.99 installed.
Now buy your first SuperGuard steel-belted radial at regular price and save 30% on the second one. Save now on SuperGuard steel-belted radial at Sears.
That's all right, whatever.
New Orleans, with long yardage on a 4th down, forced into a punt situation, and Tom Blanchard, who's been around for some time, will kick. The single safety back for Green Bay as Howard Sampson. Usually they've used Johnny Gray and Estes Hood. Surprises me. Green Bay with a rush indicated. Let's see. They come strong. He did get it away, knocked down, but there is no call back there. The ball is fumbled, picked up by New Orleans. He cannot advance it.
Richard Marty.
Fella. You're going the wrong way. Marty picked it up.
Richard Marty
Richard Maudie is the man who recovered, and we'll see it in a moment. What happens is, remember, on a touching, it cannot be advanced. It can be advanced on a fumble. They got a piece of it, but the official obviously did not think that it was roughing the kicker. Maudie recovered. Okay, a change in the scene. New Orleans with a big break, trailing 7-3 and an opportunity to go ahead.
Light beer from Miller tastes just great, and that's no fish story. But the best thing is, it's less filling. Light's got a third less calories than their regular beer, and that's important when you're trying to land that big one. Like yesterday, I hooked this bass, fought him for over 6 hours. All of a sudden, he jumps clean over the boat. Broke my rod, and I had to tie the... No, wait a minute, fellas. I had to tie the line
Light
off
beer
the
from Miller. Everything you always wanted in a beer, and less.
Left me out there with nothing but a paddle.
Since the very first automobile was made in America, more than 2,500 new cars have been introduced. But the best-selling new car ever introduced is this one, Ford Fairmont. Fairmont has great EPA mileage estimates unsurpassed by any midsize car and the lowest sticker price of any car in its class. In fact, Fairmont has the most room for the money of any car. Ford Fairmont, the best-selling new car ever introduced. Sedans, wagons, exciting Futuras. See them all at your local Ford dealer.
Dick Nolan, the Tom Landry of the 70s, hoping that he too recaptures it. Henry, you have a point on first down.
I thought perhaps we might look for a play-action pass on first down. Good field position, see what they do. Nope.
He's going to Muncie behind blocking, and he swings for a couple of yards. Hey, Nick, you were surprised about the fact that he had Howard Sampson, Bart Starr, had him returning punts, when all along he's had Gray and Estes Hood.
Well, that's incredible. The guy who recovered the ball, Hank didn't say anything about him, is Rich Maudie. Rich was a free agent last year with the Saints, and who kept him? Oh, Henry Stram. He kept him on the ball club when some people wanted to cut him.
Henry, immediately after the game, we will award you with an honorary degree.
Mr. Forsythe.
Yeah, here we go.
All right, strong side left. The back set to the weak side. And the handoff again to Muncie, running behind the blocking of Goldbreath for a couple.
That was an automatic. They changed the line of scrimmage. It was an overshifted defense to the split inside. They changed to the strong side. Watch it. Here's you see Muncie 42 going to his left. They're a man short over there, an undershifted defense, and he blows through the left side with good blocking by Emmanuel Zanders and John Hill, and along with Tony Galbraith.
You see the stride of Muncie, Bill, on that? You see the way he just glides into that hole?
Like the juice.
I mean, no effort. No, totally effortless.
They're in a wing T left, two tight end offense. Hank will talk about it in a moment. Muncie is trying for the first down. I don't think he got it, Hank.
It's awful close, but I don't think he made it. I don't think his forward progress. Let's see where they mark it.
Watch Ezra Johnson on defense, the defensive right end.
There you see Emmanuel Zanders, number 79, Tony Galbraith going outside. But you see good pursuit from the inside, and he didn't make it. Didn't look like he made it.
You know, this is a contrast in coaching strategy. This is exactly the same place that the Packers had a 4th and 1.5. Now New Orleans has the same thing. Let's see what they call.
In the same spot.
Same spot.
In the same formation.
In the same formation. What did they do?
They got it.
They got it. Muncie.
They got it.
You like him, Hank?
Well, Muncie is so big and strong. He makes things happen. You watch now. He runs to the outside. Ike Harris makes a good block to the outside. Tony Galbraith makes a good block also. But Chuck Muncie just ran through there, went into the pile, and came out the other end.
Nick, you know what he majored in at California?
Probably child psychology.
Criminology.
Well, I was close. It's anology.
First down and 10 for New Orleans on the 24 of Green Bay, and Whitehurst is swinging it out
Quick
again
screen.
this time to Goldbreath. Look out, he's got blocking. Oh, he can run. He's a beautiful looking piece of machinery.
Yes, he is, and it's a great block. Great. That's what you call a quick screen. To the second back coming across. Archie throws the ball nicely. Nice block out in front by John Hill. Also by Chuck Muncie. Tinker Owens downfield getting a piece of the block. Excellent running, excellent running. by Tony Galbraith.
Bill, this is the Saints that we expected. Explosive.
They're inside the 10, trailing 7-3. Manning, a quick look. He's got the man for a touchdown, and it was Ike Harris.
Ike Harris, they were in a bump and run, and that's an automatic. We use it as an automatic. Anytime the man is on the line of scrimmage, and especially a guy like Ike Harris, the automatics is one-on-one. You see, he's got his back to the ball. Watch it, he's got his back to the ball. No way you can see it. Archie threw the ball perfectly. A great catch by Ike Harris, touchdown.
You notice they went against McCoy, not Buchanan.
Right. You know something? It's a mystery how St. Louis could ever give up Ike Harris and Conrad Dobler and still think they could have a football team.
Harris was their #1 receiver 2 years in a row, and now he's at New Orleans. This is Zarrow. And that's the point after. And it's 10-7 in favor of New Orleans. Hey, we've got some ball game, and we're going to be back in just a little while at County Stadium in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Stay there.
When you walk down the street, you're going to see weeds. When you look at someone's feet, you're going to see weeds. In the cold and in the heat, in a waving field of wheat, you're going to see weeds, you're going to see weeds, you're going to see weeds. Weeds from Florsheim. They're popping up everywhere.
More families are getting their life insurance from someone they already know and trust. They're coming to their good neighbor agent for life insurance the State Farm way.
Living in the neighborhood and working with people on their other insurance, you get to know their special needs, and that really helps you do a better job on their life insurance. And as a family grows and needs change, they know I'll be there to keep that protection up to date.
And like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
That's life insurance, the State Farm way.
I inadvertently called Mr. Manning Mr. Whitehurst. Forgive me. It's 10-7 and Zarrow will kick off. New Orleans leading 10-7. He boots it right at Steve Odom, their best receiver. Would you believe that?
Yeah, very poor tackling on the play and a great return by Steve Odom. It was a left return. Zarrow gets it up in the air good and high. Steve Odom, watch him. And he does a good job. He goes up the middle and then breaks to the left.
You know, at 5'8", 180, he has no right to do this.
Yeah, Larry Hardy had a shot at him early, but didn't get it, and it's a nice return for the Green Bay Packers.
All right, they're in a slot right now. Whitehurst takes Thompson in motion left, so it's a regular set, and goes back to that side with Middleton, who makes himself just a little yardage.
Ooh, do I like him, Bill. Woo.
You know, he can run, Nick.
Oh, that guy can break tackles, has balance, as any good as anybody that we've seen this year.
Yeah, see, and watch him. He sees a little seam. The great thing about look at him pop through there. He runs right by Lewis Grooms. Joe Fettersfield gets a piece of him, and Derlin Moore is in the game now for the very first time after the knee operation that he had in early practice. But a great run by Middleton.
That young man, Middleton, is a 4.4 40 man and ran a 7.3 60 high hurdles at Memphis State. He can gallop. Landers is in there now for Barty Smith, and it is he who carries on the play and gets close to a first down. What kind of defense, Hank?
They were in a flex defense that time, and he went straight ahead. I think he was trying to go at the seam at the middle linebacker area, but they responded. Alex Price did a good job of coming off the block, and they're short about third and about a yard for a first down.
Hey, Bill, do you know the nickname for Landers?
No.
They call him the Brick.
I won't ask you why. They're on a wing T left, 2 tight end offense. In motion goes Lofton. That is Middleton. He's got the first down. Fettersfield, the middle linebacker, Montecani. You middle linebackers somehow always stick your nose into things.
That's right. No, Joe Fettersfield is not what you consider a great linebacker, but he's what you call a real good linebacker. You know, he'll probably never make the great plays, but he'll never let you down. The guy will always be there. 157 tackles last year for Fetterspiel. So he's going to have his nose around that.
10-7, New Orleans leads. First half running down. Whitehurst with his team in a slot right, but he changes that with Thompson going in motion left. He throws quickly to the right, and Lofton has got a lot of room. A lot of room. Goodbye.
Clarence Chapman slipped and fell. Clarence Chapman, number 24, slipped and fell on the play. The rest is history. Lofton goes in for the touchdown. Watch it. Lofton's got such great speed that the defensive backs are a little hesitant. Watch him come up here, and he falls on the inside fake and goes all the way for the touchdown.
That young man, Lofton, Stanford University graduate, had over a dozen 26-foot-plus long jumps. He was one of the top 5 long jumpers in America, world-class long jumper. And there's a guy with a deceptive stride, Nick.
Oh, I love to watch him. Absolutely. No, he looks a little bit like Paul Warfield when Warfield used to get in the open. Absolutely.
Marco trying to make it a 14-10 football game, and does. Gentlemen, help me out for a second. I'm looking at the clock. 8:54 going. Green Bay leading it, 14-10.
What does your money do in a full-service bank? Well, for one thing, it creates new jobs. 16 years ago, George Call got a loan from his bank to start Premix Incorporated. Back then, it was just 3 men working in a small warehouse. Today, it's an international manufacturer of fiberglass parts, employing over 1,000 people. Quite a success, George.
And our banker's been with us all the way, Ed. Not only did he finance us, but the first time we had a chance at a major account, he went along and helped make the sale. Frankly, we couldn't have done it without him.
Sounds like he really got involved.
You know, Ed, there's more to it than that. As we grew, our banker brought in 2 more banks to help with the financing. Why, he even helped us get our first bookkeeper.
Thanks, George.
Right.
Creating new jobs by creating business. That's what a full-service banker is all about. Just one reason why no financial institution can help you and your community more than a full-service bank.
Next week, Chicago and Detroit, Philadelphia, New Orleans, San Francisco, Houston, Tampa Bay, Minnesota, Washington against St. Louis.
Detroit, a big winner, huh? Last night over Tampa Bay again.
Nick, you were saying, who made the great block before Marco kicked it
Mel
off?
Jackson. That's the second big block he's made on a key play for the Packers.
All right,
Incredible.
here's Marco booting it. Here's the man, Chandler. They got to him, Hank.
Yeah, they did.
Paul Kaufman, Kansas State man, wrapped him up. How good is that kid, Mr. Chandler?
Oh, okay. Mel Jackson, number 71. What? Yeah, watch the right guard, number 71. There he is, leading in front of Lofton. Watch the block. He gets a piece. He gets a piece of Clarence Chapman. Doesn't really destroy him, but gets a piece of him, just enough of a piece to allow Lofton to go all the way for the touchdown.
How much do you really need when you have a fellow like Lofton?
That's my type of block, a brush
block.
block.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
All right, let's see what New Orleans does. 14-10. This is like a seesaw. Up and down, up and down. They want a timeout? Is that what it is? Called by Green Bay suddenly. They're missing a man in the line. Hank, who's responsible on a sideline for going in short? The answer to that, my friends, will be forthcoming as soon as we get back.
3 unidentified 19-inch color TV pictures, each the best of its brand. Over 1,000 people saw them and picked the one with the best overall picture. They didn't pick America's biggest seller, Zenith, or the second biggest, RCA. Over 60% picked the 19-inch Sylvania Superset. Over 60%. We're not the biggest, but a lot of people think we've got the best picture. The Sylvania Superset.
Hey, listen, if you're a mild-mannered soul like me, Dick Butkus, you'll really go for a Ford van, because this baby's built tough, with tough body-on-frame construction. cushioned by rubbered mounts.
And Ford's out front engine design means easy move-around room inside.
So Ford's the right game plan, whether you're working it or just going out to play games. Right, Coach?
Right, Dick.
That's my kind of coach.
Ford's got all kinds of vans right now at your Ford dealers.
Coach, who forgot to tell Terry Jones to come in?
Well, number one, the defensive line coach or the defensive whoever it might be, he's responsible for making sure that people are on the field. But if a player is injured, that injured player should tell his substitute, and he automatically should go in the game. They had bad communication that time.
New Orleans in an eye. Manning is the man behind center. Goldberth and Muncy with Muncy. A magnificent outside runner with a burst. Oh, he fumbled it. Now the ball belongs still to New Orleans because Green Bay, although they touched the ball out of bounds, there was no change of possession. Willie Buchanan is the man. Henry, what do you see?
Well, here again, it's an overshifted defense to the weak side. They're running outside. Weaver is hooked. One thing that you can't have happen on this play is the linebacker, number 52, cannot get hooked from the outside in. That's what happened, and that's why they got around the outside so cleanly.
What grace, though. You see that fluid motion, that change of pace as he made that turn?
Super.
Oh.
He really looks like a single wing halfback to me. If he could throw the ball, he ought to play single wing. Here's Manning, though, to make his money. He's looking. He's got a man. I think it's his tight end, Henry Child.
No, it's Tony Galbraith.
It's Tony Galbraith.
He faked. There was a play-action pass, and there was a play-action pass. He fakes to Tony Galbraith with the anticipation of throwing outside to Tinker Owens, but he's covered in good shape. Archie has great presence. He sees Tony Galbraith open in the inside area. You see him make the catch, and he's finally tackled, but it's a nice gain for the New Orleans Saints.
Hey, Bill, you know what Owens and Manning have in common? This is only the second game that they've played in. In 76, Owens was out, and then 77, Manning was out, or vice versa.
And by the way, Owens is the younger brother of Steve Owens. This time, there was no fake of the play action. He gave it off to the big guy, Muncy. I got to tell you one thing. I just noticed the score of Cincinnati 10-0 over Cleveland in the second quarter without their great quarterback, Kenny Anderson.
Well, they really have such great personnel and such a great supporting cast that it's very difficult to see why they're not going to be an outstanding team. I don't care who quarterbacks that team because they really have outstanding people, and I think they'll earn the right to be one of the fine teams in the league.
Dallas scored again, 14-0. Now that was a 3-yard run by Robert Newhouse.
Little over 7 minutes remain on the first half as Manning on a long count from a divide.
Mike Strawn that time, number 33.
Came in for Muncy.
Muncy, yes. And Mike is a very, very good back. Watching number 33. That was a trap, Dobler trapping from the inside out. And Mike Strawn doing a good job of running through traffic. Mike's a very good back. He's had a lot of trouble with knee injuries and ankle injuries the last 2 years. But I tell you, he can pick him up and lay him down. He's a straight-up, stand-up runner that does an outstanding job.
Tackle was made by number 52, well, among others, Gary Weaver. They still have a little yardage to go. All right, I'm sitting at a ball game in a position that I love. I got two experts here with me. What are they going to do?
Well, this is a waste down, and I wouldn't be a bit surprised to see Archie do something. No, it's 3rd and 1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are you sending in, Coach? Come on.
He'll run the ball. He's got.
So conservative, he'll run it.
I'm sure Archie will.
You wouldn't, Nick?
I wouldn't run it.
No, I wouldn't either, but I think he will.
It's less than a yard. It's like a foot.
Yeah.
Well, what would you do? You mean you put it in the air?
I'd play action pass. Yeah. You've got the good receivers.
He's in a wing T left with a back set in an eye. You're right. Let's see. He goes to the short man, Goldberth. Bread and butter.
I thought he would run it. But I would like. Yeah.
Oh.
And I agree with Nick. I think that would have been an excellent opportunity to run a play action pass. But basically, you got one down in that part of the field to make the first down. You want to maintain possession, and it was really a good call. The other thing about Archie Manning, I think he's doing a very good job of mixing his plays up, moving the ball around from a running standpoint and also from a passing standpoint. So far in the game, he's completed 7 of 9 for 62 yards and 1 touchdown.
Little over 6 minutes to go. A divide behind Manning.
See, now is a good time for a play action.
And he did. Has he got the man alone? Oh, what a super play by a defensive back there. Was it Buchanan or was it McCoy? It was McCoy.
McCoy. A play-action pass on first down. Faking inside, and really not a very good fake. But he gets plenty of time to throw the ball downfield to Tinker Owen. Now, Tinker is not going to flat run by anybody, but on a play-action pass, he's got an opportunity, and he had a chance at that one.
Who'd you compare him to last night?
I compared him an awful lot to Howard Twilley, who was so great for the Dolphins in their heydays. But I think Twilley may have just been a tad quicker than him. Would you say, Hank?
Yes, he is. I think his feet quickness were a little greater, and but Tinker is a very steady player and catches balls inside, outside, and going away very well. Another screen. Look at Ruler.
Oh, pirouette.
How about Galbraith? Nick, he is a beauty.
You know, the thing about Galbraith is he's got such happy feet. Watch, just a quick screen to the left. He doesn't have blazing speed, but boy, he's very, very quick, and he's got happy feet. Watch those feet. See, he'll go, and he doesn't slow down. He changes directions as well as any big back I've ever seen, and better than a lot of little ones.
You think that you could compare him to Nureyev in any way on that particular pirouette?
Nureyev weighs about 140. This guy weighs about 240. I love that line, happy feet. Manning calling, long count. What does he want?
He changed the play to the line at the line of scrimmage. The defensive back, Buchanan, was way off of the receiver that time.
Ike Harris, yeah.
To Tinker Owens, actually, 83. And the defense was overshifted to the opposite direction as a result. He had a lot of room to throw the ball. Archie very wisely and very astutely saw what happened and made adjustment and threw the ball perfectly.
All right, the clock shows 5:06. You know the one thing that's been very, very much for New Orleans today, Hank? You notice they've kept those defensive ends off the quarterback?
Yeah, watch a play-action pass possibility here again. This is a good spot for it. He's going to throw it, though. Another quick screen. He did the same thing the last time on that situation, and Butler, number 77, was out in the screen area, but got caught up in the traffic. They finally got him for a short gain. Nothing like the big gain they made the last time. They ran the same play in the same situation.
But you remember what you showed me last night? Doubling up on the outside guys with a bump, so they're double to the outside. Forgive the technicality of this, but Hank was talking about it last night, and he ran a screen. He didn't go to the tight end.
No, that's right, but it was a different coverage.
Different?
Yeah.
Did we miss that score? What was it?
It was Pittsburgh 14 to Seattle Seahawks 0. Pittsburgh's rolling this year.
Slot right, tight end to the left.
He should run to the right if he runs. He's going to throw again. Oh, look at Galbraith, wide open. Woo! Boy, Galbraith was really wide open that time.
Give a little credit to John Anderson, number 60 from Green Bay, man. They were blitzing.
He was in a three-point stance. He was really coming through there that time. Watch Anderson.
There he is.
And Archie, even though Galbraith was wide open, didn't have a chance to set and throw the ball. He was wise to get rid of it like he did because it would have been a big loss.
With 4:18 remaining in the first half, Nick, 14-10 in favor of Green Bay. This is a clutch play for New Orleans.
Oh, absolutely. Now, what I would look for is something coming right up over the middle. I would look for a delayed pattern of Chandler up over the middle.
He's got Chandler in place of Owens down to the right, and he's going to throw, and he's got time, and he's got Owens, and he threw it past him. Bad. What about that, Hank?
Well, it looked like there was a mistake on the communication between the quarterback, Archie Manning, and Wes Chandler. Archie threw it outside. You see the linebacker was underneath. Archie couldn't throw it inside, and he threw it outside, but Chandler didn't respond, and it's typical of a young receiver not being able to respond to that situation. Possibly Tinker Owens or Ike Harris would have responded and saw that he should go outside, but Chandler didn't, and I'm surprised they would use him in a big situation on 3rd and long.
Is this too long for Zarrow? Is this within his range, Henry?
It's within his range. He's got a very strong kick.
Let's see.
Now,
he didn't make it.
You know, the thing about Richard is with a soccer-style kicker, Bill, very important.
Finish it, Hank.
Important where the foot is, it should be even with the football, the non-kicking foot. That time he was way ahead and he got it up in the air.
That's one reason Century Insurance built the Century Laboratories, to help our customers avoid trouble.
Like fires?
Like lots of things.
They have as many tests as we do.
Century works hard at helping our customers do things more safely.
Your customers must like that.
And it helps attract new customers. Century likes that.
Treating the customer right isn't just nice, it's good business.